Hello everyone, this is Enzo Eigen, the Alliance for Loki, and this is a video on the new Storm that has just come out. I got her from grinding in Arena, and I just wanted to try her and see what her abilities were like and how she was as a champion. The first thing I wanted to do was sort of look at her damage, and so she has a reputation of being a damage dealer, so I just wanted to compare her to Domino. So I have Domino rank 3, and I had Domino go against Winter Soldier. And these were Domino's attack values just for her basic attacks. And then I did the very same thing with the Storm Pyramid. And Domino has a slight edge. Of course, Domino is one of the biggest damage dealer in the game. And so they're pretty comparable, just a little bit for Domino. Now what I wanted to do was look at the special attacks, because this new Storm also has a reputation, of course, having huge special attacks, and Domino, of course, has that same reputation. So, you know, Domino's special attack can do crazy amounts of damage. It is very much based on some random luck, but when it works, it does incredible damage. So I went ahead and had Domino fight Winter Soldier, and I just started charting all of her special damages. And so I did special 1s, specials 2s, tried to do a few of them just so I could get an idea of sort of the average damage that she was doing. And then I'm going to use this information to compare her against Storm. And so, you know, it's interesting. Of course, characters get this reputation, and you really want to test and see if it's true or not. And so I went and did the fight. I used the Brian Grant method of the 100 hits, and I just wanted to see where Domino was at. So she had taken Winter Soldier down to 70%. Now I'm doing the exact same thing with Storm Pyramid X. So Storm Pyramid X, she has a really interesting special 2 attack. It can also be unblockable, and you see it there. It's also really dependent on these prowesses. So prowesses are gained by a bar of power. There's also something about the heavy that charges the prowess too, but I haven't quite figured out how to use that effectively. And so same thing again, I went through a fight with Storm Pyramid X, charted as many specials as I could, you know, tried to do them with different prowesses just to see what the effect would be in SP1s and SP2s. At 100 hits, Storm Pyramid is at 76% of Winter Soldiers, so Domino has a slight edge there. Yeah, it's really interesting going through all of Storm Pyramid X's abilities. You know, I find that if I have her in the lightning mode, so I start her in the, I guess the cold tempest mode, I'm not sure which that one is, and when I get her, it's basically the cold tempest and the lightning tempest, and when you have her in the lightning tempest, it helps gain the charges, the prowess charges, and also adds extra damage on the shocks. And so having her in Tempest mode or both activated at the same time also makes her special attacks more effective. So you know, she's a cool character. In many ways I like her. There's a lot of other small utilities with her special attack. I believe above a certain amount of prowess charges she becomes unblockable. They take me 330 hits, so a fair number. It seems, you know, average, I would say, as far as damage goes. So then I really wanted to take a look at the data. So I went ahead and charted all the data on a spreadsheet. I took all the specials and sort of plotted those out. And I just tried to, you know, analyze the data. Again, this is a small sample set, so it's not perfect, but there's Domino's damage amounts. And then I did the same for Storm. I went in and looked at all of her damage amounts. So, you know, Domino was doing, you know, anywhere from 15 to 30,000 on special 1s, special 2s. What I saw in Storm's damage was that her special 1s don't do much damage at all. 6,000, 8,000. Her special 2 damages, they were getting pretty big when I had a lot of prowesses up. We're talking the 50,000 range. Again, this is a rank 3 character. And so finally I wanted to do a little head-to-head comparison, and so I took Domino's damage that I collected from SP1s, SP2, just averaged them out, and just wanted to see what I had for her. So 16,000, 17,000 really, 28,000 for Domino. And then I did exactly the same thing for Storm Pyramid. I just looked at her damages. I guess it would have been interesting to do even more like a spread of damages, since again she's so prowess dependent. We have everything from 12,000 to 50,000, but I figured in a long fight you'd get the average of this. And so you can see SB1's not nearly comparable, but her SB2 definitely hits harder on average than Domino. So, you know, I think she does live up to her billing, a little more variable than Domino, but she lives up to her billing as a damage dealing champion. I mean, it's comparable to Domino, who's one of the best damage dealing champions in the game. So now let's talk about her utility. Not only is she a good damage dealer, but she has some really cool things that she can do with her abilities. The first is she's amazing against evaders. And so evaders are the bane of my existence. I really dislike facing them. So here's an act, I think this is 6.1 against a Spider-Man or Miles Morales, who already evades a lot. And on top of this, the nodes are really like evade friendly and mesmerize and spry. And so at first I have to play really conservative, so I'm just doing 3-hit combos while he has the parry on, so I don't have to worry about him. But then you see when I have a bar power, I can throw my SP1, instantly a slow passive is put up. So there's no way you can dodge my SP1, and now it has a cold snap on that's also passive. So it's great. Now I can go in and attack him, I can do 5-hit combos, and he can't evade, so that's really useful. And so the cold snap is great against evaders, same as when Iceman applies it, allows you to not worry about the evade charges that they could have, and so that's really, really cool. And so in a fight like this, if you can keep on applying your SP1, you're not doing a lot of damage, but it keeps on putting on those cold snaps, and so it's great. And so you just keep on going through that routine, spamming your SP1, keep on fighting him, and you really can take evade totally out of the picture. So you can see, just look at his evade charges growing. We're at 21 right now, and they just grow and grow and grow because he never can evade. So it's a really, really cool cool utility that she has, and one I liked a lot. So this is a 47,000 PI Miles Morales. I'm fighting with my rank 3 Storm, and I beat him. So pretty cool. It took me a few tries, but yeah, as long as you don't get hit at all, you can just totally control the fight. So that was really cool, and I think that's an awesome utility with her. This other one is against a Nightcrawler. Again, Nightcrawler, really annoying evade champ, and it's exactly the same. Just sort of you do have to take some time to get to the SP1. That's the only little bit of danger. You can't instantly throw it. So, but once you get that SP1, you more or less can control the fight totally. This power does not take any type of synergies, so you can play Storm totally by yourself. It's not like any of the synergies help this at all, so this is really good for a standalone Storm. So if for some reason you had a really challenging evade fight in a quest or some type of content, you could bring Storm in specifically to deal with that, and she does a really good job. So I really liked her for this fight. You know, again, a character that's more than 2,000 her PI, and she more or less just makes him like fighting just anyone. And so look at that, pretty big special 201 there. So sometimes her crits are huge. And so yeah, great against evaders, and really, really fun to play against them, just to turn them off completely. This is the other really big ability, is that if your opponent shrugs off your parry or stun, she puts a passive stun on them. And so this is the Kingpin boss in this month's Uncollected. And so Kingpin is known as being just really annoying for shrugging off parries. So here I parry him, it actually sticks, and so I can go ahead and attack. But that doesn't happen all the time. It probably shrugs off, I don't know what the percentage is, but let's say 50% of the time. I feel like it's more. Though in this fight it seemed to stick a lot of times, I think because she's a mutant. But anyway, when you need to control a fight, like against Kingpin, it's really nice to have, because of course then you're just blocking a lot and baiting heavies. But here you see, look at that. He shrugged off the parry and that passive stun came on, which means I could go right into attack. So basically I can parry him at will. I'll either use the parry, or if he shrugs it off, I get the passive stun. So again, incredibly useful, really good against a character like Kingpin. It's almost tailor-made for Kingpin, I feel, just because he's like the classic example of a character who would do this. But there's definitely more than a few characters who this will work against, and another really good use of her. And so you see it works again, and yeah, it's just great. And so yep, keep on doing this fight, and just whittling him down and totally in control, because again, I don't have to worry about when I throw my parries or if they're going to stick or not. I know they always will, and at 102 hits, again, huge, like almost quadruple my PI, and I get the victory. So it's a really cool piece of Storm, is the way she can apply that passive stun if they shrug off her parries. Just another example of this. This one isn't quite so interesting, just because again, she's mutant versus Agent Venom. I think has an advantage over the tenacity, but you know, he often will shrug off any type of debuff you apply to him, any type of stun debuff, or actually any at all. And so it's great, because you want to be really in control of this fight, and you can stun it just like there. And so it's really nice, really cool thing. Again, this doesn't matter at all about her synergies. Really, her synergies are most useful for her special damage. So between Storm and Bishop, if you have them both on the team, you get basically extra length on your prowess and your Tempest, or your Tempest, I'm sure it's called, your Lightning Tempest, that's what it's called. It lasts extra long, so it really helps with the special, but not too critical. I actually died against that Asian Venom, so not great playing, but here's a really cool fight. So this is 6.11, here's Korg. Now Kingpin is one, Korg is the other champion I would say that is absolutely annoying about not being able to parry when you want, because when he has his rock stacks off, I don't know if it's 100%, but it seems like an incredibly high likelihood that he will shrug off your parries and purify them. So again, you're going to be in complete control. And this is a really nasty fight, just like that, because it's no retreat, so you don't want to have to be backing up too much. So you really want to rely on your parries to control the fight. And you can see every time I put on a parry, while he might shrug it off, I instantly put on a the stun passive, and it works against him, so it's great. And so it's an amazing ability because, yeah, against difficult fights, Korg, Kingpin, where you really want to control the fight, there I get the degen from the no retreat. So I played it better a couple other times, but I didn't live, and so I just yeah, had to choose the battle where I actually killed him in the end. But you could see many times as I was fighting him, it was incredible how the stun would work. And so the fight's just going on just as normal. This is when having those synergies really help. You can see the Tempest, the Lightning Tempest is lasting really long and allows me to finish off with a huge SP2. So again, a pretty cool ability. So she's a good damage dealer, and she also then, with those two abilities, makes her really specialized. I thought this was really funny. So I do have 5 out of 5 Limber, and going against Black Panther Civil War, who of course will reflect your stun, and you see what happens. So he reflects his stun, which means I get stunned, but he gets a passive stun, and we just sit there looking like idiots at each other, both stunned. Luckily, since I have 5 out of 5 of Limber, mine works a little more quickly, and I'm able to counterattack him as mine wears off first. So my final thoughts about Storm: I think she's an awesome character, really enjoyed playing her. As a damage dealer, definitely above average. Don't think she's amazing, a little bit hard to build up. The prowesses, they're just sort of annoying, to be honest. You have to account for them and watch them at the same time. If you have Bishop and Storm, though, it really helps your prowesses and keeps that Lightning Tempest on. Really didn't play around too much with the Tempests. Have no idea about her signature ability. I read it. It doesn't seem at all important, to be honest. The positive, her slow and cold snap, amazing. Super good against evaders. And the stun reflection also has some really interesting uses. So Kabam has done a really good job of just making some different characters. That her and Sorcerer, you know, I don't think are game-breaking characters, but they each in their own way have really interesting abilities that are a lot of fun to play. So, you know, I add Storm to this list of characters. I really enjoyed playing, having a great time with her. I feel like I'm going to play her a fair bit just because she's so interesting to play and just different, and so I like that. I like that things are cool and unusual. And yeah, overall, I'm very, very happy with her. So right here at the end, I wanted to show you a little bonus content. So I saw this with Sorcerer Supreme. So she gets a really cool synergy with Storm Pyramid in that she gains a bar of power instantly. So if you put her in her power gain blessing, you can instantly activate the slow, no waiting, right at the very beginning of the fight. And her SP1 has enough distance that you don't have to worry about hitting them. So you can see I turned it off instantly on this Juggernaut. Gone. No more slow, and now I'm in Nullify. Nullify is Fury, and game over. So really, really cool synergy with Storm, and that's yeah, pretty awesome. So well, I hope you like this video. I really enjoyed playing Storm, and I think Sorcerer's a good character too. I think Bam did a really good job this month of putting out just different types of characters for us to play with, and I had a good time with them both. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I really like sort of analyzing these characters and taking a look at them, and I hope to make more. Hopefully I can get Black Widow and Red Guardian. I'm going to grind for them in the arena, and if I do, then I will make another video like this about them. So this is Enzo Eigen of the Alliance for Loki, wishing you a good day. Bye-bye.